Let's go live. Yo, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Best baseball day of the week, as I say every week. Toast and FTB are with me. We're going through all 15 games, but first, let's run the intro.
Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yep, so like I said, you already know what the plan is. We're going through all 15 games, making our final decisions. Last night I went 1-1. It was my first day below zero this week. I was trying to keep it a green sweep this week. Didn't happen, thanks to the... I guess I can't even blame Michaelis because he pitched, 4 pitches into the game? I'll just blame the Cardinals as a collective. How about that? First game, let's get started because there's 3 of us and we got 15. First game is Tigers at Marlins, and let's run a poll. Tigers, Marlins. Over, under. There you go. Poll is running. Cast your votes. As you probably saw on Twitter, I am not. Last night I said Tigers are pass. I'm betting the fish here. And I'm betting them 2 ways. I'm betting Miami money line. I got it at minus 148 on FanDuel. And I'm also laying the 1.5 with the fish. Also, half unit on each. So definitely on the fish. 1 sec. Let me get my notes ready. Basically, I just think there's going to be an energy shift with the Marlins. If you add David Robertson to that bullpen, so the situation that the bullpen wasn't performing, but this kind of the situation they were in is their 2 main arms, Tanner Scott and AJ Puck, are both lefties. Now having Robertson as the anchor, a righty, gives them a lot more flexibility in the second half of these games. Also, last night I was saying that I kind of like the spot for Reese Olson. I wouldn't say I don't like it. It's just what we just saw the Marlins do. Who the hell they just hit up? Oh, Zach Eflin. They just smacked the shit out of Zach Eflin in Tampa, then got to come home, have a day off, made a trade. I just think the morale and energy for that team is going to be all positive. If you remember, this team was on a winning streak as recent as, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. So I think they're going to start winning games again. And at home against the Tigers team that just came off a doubleheader with a bolstered bullpen, I definitely like the fish here. Oh, and another thing, Toast, you're muted, by the way. You're muted. And another thing, I did not realize that the whole world was going to be betting the Tigers. Woke up and everyone's on Detroit. But go ahead, Toast.
Yeah. No, you're good. That's essentially what I was just about to say. I was originally kind of leaning towards the Tigers, and then I realized that's not really the sharp side, at least in my opinion, as far as everybody else is betting it. A little concerned with Braxton Garrett, 47.3 hard hit percentage. That's really not good. He's got a over 6 ERA at home compared to like 2.5 or something like that on the road. And the Tigers versus lefties in the last 30 days have like a hard hit percentage of like 35%, which is like top 5 in the league. So there's definitely a recipe for disaster here for Braxton Garrett. But I agree with Sauce. I think this is the type of the game that the Marlins will show that they are the much better team through and throughout. I don't really like the spot for Detroit after that doubleheader either. So I would only play Miami 1.5. I think they rather kill them or it's a close game and you're not going to want to be involved. So it's Miami minus 1.5 or pass for me.
Got it. FTB?
Yeah, I had no idea the percentages was like that. I can't believe so many people on Detroit. So I'm gonna be on a couple of different things. So I'm on a rise total bases at plus 110, over 1.5 total bases at plus 110. He has 3+ total bases for his last 6 games. Last 6 games versus right-handed pitching, he's batting .333. So that's, obviously we expect that. Over 1,000 OPS, 45% hard hit rate, and 5 extra base hits in those 6 games. So just, what we've come to expect from a rise. Reese Olson as well. You guys talked about him a little earlier. Reese Olson since June 14th. Versus left-handed hitters, allowing a .340 batting average, which is crazy. A .681 slugging, 457 WOBA, and a 55% hard hit rate. So yeah, I'm a target. One of the best lefties they have. He also destroys Olsen's pitch mix, over a 350 WOBA versus top 3 pitches he'll see. So I love Luis Ariz today. I'm also on Brian De La Cruz. Just a couple of sprinkles, couple plus money spots. I'm on his double at plus 350, and I'm on his home run at plus 680. Second on the team in batted balls over 90 miles per hour. Exit velo versus right-handed pitching since the 14th, which was the All-Star break. Consistently getting good elevation on the ball too. I'd rather take stuff like this than his HRR, his total bases and stuff like that. 300 ISO, 50% fly ball rate, and a 45% hard hit rate versus righty since the break as well. 200 plus ISO on 3 of the top 4 pitches he'll see. I just think it's a really, really good spot for him to hit one of those extra base hits, 5 extra base hits in his last 8 games. So I'd rather just take some long plus money shots on De La Cruz, and most of the units go to Rise.
Got it. And I actually I got a promo on DraftKings that I get my money back if the SGP loses, and I put one down with the Marlins money line, and I have a Arias prop in there. If you're in the VIP chat, I'll send a screenshot of it after we're done.
Really quickly, too, I wanted to make sure he was confirmed. I'm going to be on Jesus Sanchez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 100. So FTV's talked about him before, too. Him and Brian De La Cruz are kind of one and the same. Very similar type ball players. But, yeah, I really like Sanchez tonight as well.
Yeah, when I opened up the text box to put his pick in, I almost typed Sanchez because he always bets that guy.
Yeah, I was back and forth between those two again.
The only thing with Sanchez, he left the last game early with a cramp or something like that, but I don't think he'd be playing tonight. If not, they have plenty of depth, so he should be fine.
Yep.
All right, let's see what the poll says. 61% Marlins, it looks like. 16% Marlins, 25% Tigers, 8% over, 5% under. Let's move on to the next one. Hold on, let me block this guy.
On the blocks early?
Well, I mean, dude, you're just gonna yell out profanity in the thing. I can't.
I
YouTube's,
thought it was like
YouTube's gonna. Yeah.
I assumed it was a bot. I didn't think it was actually a really person.
Yeah, no, it was a real person. All right. Anyway, Yankees at Orioles. Let's get a poll going. Over, under. I want to bet this game so bad, but the only angle that I really have any confidence in, it's not really a fun bet. So I think the smartest bet here is the first 5 under 4.5. And I have some graphics for this one. I'll pull them up, but I don't want to take too much time talking in case one of these guys have a side they really like, because I'm not crazy about this bet. Garrett Cole has struggled against Baltimore in his last 3 starts. He's 0-2 with a 6.16 ERA. So Baltimore's gotten to Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole also worse splits against left-handed bats. As we know, Baltimore very lefty heavy lineup. I think they're going to have 6 lefties in the lineup tonight. Baltimore has been cold against. This is what's keeping me from betting the O's. This right here. The Orioles have been cold against right-handed pitching. Because if you tell me there's a good angle for Baltimore to get to Garrett Cole, I'm taking them at home at plus money like 99 times out of 100. But they've been so cold against righties, and that's what really holding me up. And then obviously Grayson Rodriguez. You can look at the 380 expected FIP. Toast might talk about that, indicating that he's pitched a lot better than his 691 ERA would show. But I'm going to go first 5 under because I don't trust the Yankees bats, even with Judge back. But it's not a huge bet. I don't want to waste too much time talking about it.
I'm on Bird Gang money line at plus 105. I don't know. It might be at minus 105 now. I took it at plus money last night as soon as this thing out. I've said this a couple times now, guys. I truly believe that Grayson Rodriguez is back, and he's shown it his last couple starts. 2 starts ago was against the Dodgers. They ended up losing that game, but I still think that he pitched well enough for me. It was 4 runs, but again, it's the Dodgers. It's this kid. There's something, you take things with grains of salt. And then he goes on the road at Tampa Bay and pitches at Jim 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. I understand the Rays are struggling but he also went on the road at Toronto too. So he got hit up by Texas at home. It is what it is. But I truly think this Yankees offense, if you take out that Royals series, has been horrendous. And yes, Baltimore has struggled against right-handed pitching. I can't argue with that. But what they have had success with is hitting Garrett Cole's ass up. The last 3 times they've seen Garrett Cole, 5 runs on not 6 hits, 9 hits and 3 runs, 8 hits and 5 runs. I'm more than happy to take Bird Gang at plus money at home right now.
FTV?
That was a passionate rendition right there. I like that. Yeah, this price absolutely stinks, right? Like Toast was saying, you get Grayson Rodriguez versus Garrett Cole, and you get the Yankees at minus 115. It just reeks. I stayed away from this game ultimately. If you wanted to, I would target some of the Yankee lefties. Obviously, Rizzo had that one good game. Other than that, he's been ice fucking cold. But Jake Bowers has been leading off for the Yankees. He's a lefty. He has good stats versus the pitch mix he'll see. If McKinney's in a lineup, maybe something with him. But couldn't get to his side. This game fucking stinks. So it's a pass for me.
All right, let's see what the community thinks. Community leading Baltimore here. And Toast, by the way, it's up to plus 110 on most books now, so it actually moved the other way. 51% of our viewers on Baltimore, 38% on the Yanks, 5% over, 5% under. Let's cruise on to the next game. Oops, left the graphics out. Phillies at Pirates. Let's get a poll running here. The battle for PA. Phillies, Pirates, over, under. There you go. Poll is running. All right, so I'm playing Pittsburgh here. I think Mitch Keller's going to deal. So I'm going to take the Pirates on the money line. I got it at plus 140, which is, when I looked, it was plus 140 on pretty much every single book or a few of them. So I don't think you really have to line shop to get that. But yeah, I like the spot for Mitch Keller. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning of my graphics here. Here we go. So I'm starting off with some Zach Wheeler stuff, and there's really no reason to doubt Zach Wheeler here. He's been good as hell on the road this year, which is different than what we've seen from Wheeler in years past. We can rely on him on the road. His last 4 road starts, he's got a 180 ERA, 220 FIP, 337 expected FIP. And the Pirates' numbers against righties, obviously underwhelming. But look at the last 4 righty starters that the Pirates have seen. Look what they did to Yu Darvish and Shohei Ohtani. This Pirates lineup is weirdly sneaky and explosive. I'm not saying they're going to crush Zach Wheeler. I'm just saying it wouldn't be crazy if they did. But that's not what this bet is about. I'm not fading Zach Wheeler here. This is a bet on Mitch Keller. Even though, look at these numbers. These are terrifying. Phillies' lifetime numbers against Mitch Keller. They're hitting collectively 443 as a team off them. But the thing is, with Mitch Keller, oh man, I don't have the graphic I like. So it showed Mitch Keller's recent opponents, and he's had the toughest stretch. His last 6... I want to pull it up, actually. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second because I can't remember it off. Who cares? He had a really tough stretch. It was like Dodgers, Padres, every single lineup that crushes righties he's pitched against in his 6 or 7 last starts.
You want me to read them off for you?
Oh, no. I'm getting to the next point, which is the Phillies have not been hitting right-handed pitching at all. Congrats. You got the Kyle Bradish. Before that, what is it, 6 or 7 straight righties threw gems against this Phillies lineup. I don't trust the Phillies bat, so I think Mitch Keller's going to deal, and at plus 140, I will roll the dice on that.
Yeah, this is a hard pass. It's Phillies minus 1.5 for pass for me. I just don't trust the Phillies bats. I'm not sure if I'm there with Mitch Keller either. The good thing with Mitch Keller is that his numbers aren't really good in July, but all of his stuff plus metrics are kind of the same, so it hasn't really dropped the same. So there's nothing really to say that he's going to get lit up besides the fact that he has before. There are some really good numbers against the lineup. But, it's just one of those things that I don't really trust this Pittsburgh team, especially coming home from a West Coast road trip. It's just not really a spot that I want to get in. I'd have to see it first. But at the same time, I don't really want to play the Phillies with how weak their bats is, so it's a pass for me.
FTB?
Yeah, so I got a couple things. You're going to run out of fucking space on the screen. So some of these aren't correlated too. It's really weird. But I do think Mitch is going to have a decent enough game. So I split a unit on his over 5.5 strikeouts at minus 108. And the other half of that unit on over 17.5 outs at minus 120 on DK. So let me just read off all the bets. And then I have a full unit on Wheeler 5+ Ks and Phillies money line. And then I just sprinkled a Schwarber home run. So I'll try to talk about all of it at the same time. So both of these lineups, 25% plus K rate since the break. Sauce was talking about a little bit too in terms of what Philly's doing versus righties. Both of these teams actually 80 or below WRC plus versus righties in that same span. Both of these guys are going to have multiple targets in the lineup in terms of Ks. Wheeler, at 5+ is self-explanatory in terms of what Mitch is going to have in his lineup, in the Phillies lineup. Multiple guys above 24+. K percentage hasn't really discriminated. The K percentage shoots up versus lefties. He's going to see his fair share of lefties. He's going to be 5 or 6 lefties in this Philly lineup. So I just think it's a good spot for him. Pittsburgh lets him do his thing. Even if he struggles in the 5th or the 6th inning, he's out there consistently for 110 pitches. And I think it's going to be more the same. So I think Philly does win this game. Their bullpen has been better. I like the way Wheeler's pitching as of late. Toast brought it up, right? If you look at the advanced stats, although Mitch Keller's July has been rough, advanced stats show that he's going to be just fine. I think it's a little bit of a pitcher's duel, but late in the game, I trust Philly and their bullpen. So getting Wheeler 5+ Ks and Philly money now at minus 135, I think that was really. I think that was good value. I'm hesitant to lay the -1.5 because, like I said, I think it's going to be back and forth, a lower scoring game. But that's what I like. I like Mitch to not exactly super deal because I like Philly money line, but I think he does enough. I think he give up 2, 3, 4 runs and still cover these both of these props. And then Wheeler 5+ Ks and the Philly money line.
Really quickly too, Sauce. I know that it might sound easier to get like from a different perspective to get to the Phillies with how well they've seen Mitch Keller, but Real Muto and Schwarber are both 5 for 8 against him. So it's whether they're going to like smack him like they have in the past, or he's going to pitch well and the Phillies might struggle. So I like the Schwarber thing. I think Schwarber or Real Muto go yard, but yeah, it's at that price. I kind of like the Pirates too. I feel you, Sauce.
Let's see the polls all over Philadelphia. 69% of our viewers betting the Phillies. 18% betting the Pirates, 7% under, 4% over. So I might be a little alone on my Pirates Island. It's okay. It's just a half unit. Just taking a shot.
I like it.
Let's move on to the next one. I keep forgetting to hide my graphics. Angels at Blue Jays. And I said Angels are past last night. I'm on Toronto, definitely. I already bet this. Bet this a couple hours ago. I'm laying the 1.5. Toronto, -1.5. I don't know where it's at right now. I got it at +110. So I'm just going to put that on the screen. It may have moved.
You're good.
So Toronto -1.5. Let's go through some graphics, shall we? Let's look at Mr. Giolito, first of all, making his Angels debut. Look at his last 3 starts against Toronto. He's 0-2 with an 8.62 ERA and a 1.79 whip. This Toronto's Blue Jays lineup has had no problem hitting him up. Look at this home away split. Some more good news for Giolito. He sucks on the road. You can see he's got a 2.44 ERA at home. Jumps to a 5.25. Whip over 150 on the road. So he's on the road in Toronto. On the road where he sucks against a Toronto lineup that's hit him up. Blue Jays bats against righties. Not exactly blowing us away with these numbers, but still 11th at WRC+, 7th in on-base percentage against right-handed pitching. The last 4 starters have a ERA close to 7 against the Blue Jays. That's the last 4 righty starters. And now we get to Kevin Gausman. It's like the exact opposite. He's got great numbers against the Angels. In his last 3 starts against LA, he's 2-0 with a 3.10 ERA, 103 whip. And again, the opposite of Giolito. Gausman's been great at home in Toronto. Look at that 236 expected FIP. That's so good. Expected FIP is usually, like, if a guy's struggling, expected FIP will usually tells you it's not that bad. And if a guy's pitching really well, it usually tells you it's not that good. So the fact that it's down to 236 means Gausman has been dealing at home this year. And there's Angels bats have been good against righties. Can't argue with that one. But I thought I had one more good one in here. No, I guess that's it. That's it for my graphics. So, yeah, Angels coming off the doubleheader, heading up to Toronto. It's a Blue Jays team that had a day off with their ace on the mound. I'm laying the 1.5.
Yeah, so I bet the Angels last night at +188. I didn't think it was going to be this damn public at all. So just kind of throw up in your mouth there. But Sauce pointed out how good Gausman's been at home. 9 home starts. He's only 2-1 though, so it's not like
they never give him support. They never give him support.
They're not really giving this guy any run support at home. This is going back to his first 2 years in Toronto, or these last 2 years in Toronto, going back to last season as well. So these Angels bats are super damn hot. I'm getting 28 cents in line value. So it is what it is. I'm on the Angels. I don't really love it that it's so public though.
Someone in the comments saying pretty clear they're going to rest Ohtani. Me and Toast were talking about this before. We don't know. Does anyone know if Ohtani's playing? Yeah,
not yet, but
still up in the air.
I don't think he sits. I just don't do it. I just don't see it. Oh, confirmed lineup: Shohei Ohtani in the 2-hole.
Okay,
he's
so he's
fucking God, guys. Come on.
They confirmed the lineup. Oh wow, it's 4:20 already. All right, cool. FTB.
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my shit is tripping in the background, so just let me know. So I'm on Kevin Gausman. I like over 7.5 Ks at -132, and I like the 10 plus Ks at +265 on FanDuel. So you guys mentioned it, right? The LA bats are hot as shit versus righties, but their swing metrics and their discipline has been so bad since the All-Star break. So just as a team, 26% K percentage since the break. They're gonna have 7 guys in their projected. I gotta match it up with the confirmed lineup that Toast just mentioned. But 7 guys in the projected Angels lineup have a K percentage above 20%. I think it was 5 or 6 of them above 25%, which is crazy high. And then the swing metrics are just terrible. So they're chasing the 10th most in the league. When they do chase, they have the second worst contact percentage, chase contact percentage, dead last in overall contact percentage since the break, and fourth in CSW percentage since the break. So just terrible swing metrics, terrible in terms of discipline at the plate since the break. When they are connecting, they're doing damage offensively. 132 WRC plus versus righty since the break. But I talked to my guy Krusty a lot about this. Gausman is just matchup proof. That splitter is going to do work against anybody. It's like fucking magic what that splitter does in the air. So good cover rate, good team to do it against. So yeah, I really like this as a ladder spot. So heavily invested in the baseline, and then just a sprinkle on that +265 for the 10 plus Ks.
All right.
Also, just really quickly, I see a lot of people on Twitter saying oh, Kevin Gausman's the history against the Angels isn't really good. Yeah, but all those guys like Rendon not playing, Trout not playing, Urshela not playing. All these guys that have decent numbers aren't playing. Moustakas is playing, but it's not really that big of a deal. So I wouldn't put much stock into that.
I put the poll up, man. Someone said Sauce is practicing communism. No poll. I just forgot. I got it up. So the results of the poll are hold on, they're coming up. Why aren't they loading? Everyone was on Toronto though. It was here we go. 53% Toronto, 29% Angels, 8% under, 7% over. All right, let's move on to the next game. Nats at Mets. Let's run a poll so I don't get accused of being a communist. Nats, Mets, over, under. There you go. Polls running. For me, this is just the first 5 under or pass. I'm not going to take a ton of time. I kind of feel the same way about this one as I do about the Yankees one, but I think I actually bet this one. I think I put this on the ticket for a half unit, but I do have some graphics, but I'll let these guys talk if they have anything good to say. I'll pull the graphics up as they're talking.
Yeah, it's just I don't have no bet in this game. Scherzer's been really good at home. I'm out of his last 7 starts. 5 of them have been on the road. The 2 starts at home against Milwaukee, went 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs on 7 hits, and then against the Dodgers at home, 7 innings, didn't give up only 1 hit and 0 runs. So pretty dominant at home. But these Nats have been sneaky. Mackenzie Gore isn't terrible, and the Mets have given me no reason to lay a big price with them. So, but yeah, I don't mind that under. I'd probably tail Sauce.
Yeah, well, I could go through the graphics. I didn't know Toast was passing.
Sorry.
So,
go through them.
Yeah, Scherzer. So first of all, Toast mentioned his home away splits. Yeah, he's been really good at Citi Field this year so far. You can see a 5.16 ERA, and the road drops to a 2.36. He also pitched against his former team, the Nats, earlier this season, back on May 14th. He was pretty dominant, and that was on the road in Washington. 5 innings, just 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks. Nationals numbers against right-handed pitching might not be as bad as you think. 15th in OPS, 16th in WRC plus. For national standards, that's pretty solid. Mackenzie Gore, terrible on the road in his last 2 road starts. He's got an ERA at 12. But that's supposed to say left-handed pitching, this graphic. This is Mets versus lefties, and they've been absolutely awful. So that's why I can't get to the Mets, because I think Scherzer's going to deal, but I cannot trust the Mets to hit Mackenzie Gore, because not only they've been terrible against lefties, but look at Mackenzie Gore's 2 starts against the Mets this year. He shut him down twice, 1 in April, 1 in May. That's why I'm sticking with first 5 under instead of trying to force something. Also, keep in mind, Mets no longer have their closer. Robertson is a member of the Marlins now. So the Mets bullpen, which already sucked, is now missing arguably their best arm. So, yeah, first 5 under for me.
Preach, Sauce. Preach. Yeah, first 5 under 4.5 plus 100 on Bet Rivers. I love it. I'm gonna try not to regurgitate the stuff that's already been said, but yeah, I mean Washington, like Sauce said, a little bit better versus righties as a late, but still a below average team WRC plus wise versus righties. And then you look at the Mets versus lefties. I know Sauce just kind of talked about it, but a 67 WRC plus this month versus lefties. Absolutely terrible. 25% strikeout rate in that time, batting below 200. You know, if you look at the starters, the left-handed starters that have gone against the Mets, Carlos Rondon, who's not shutting down anybody, completely shut down his team. James Paxton, Julio Urias, who's been pretty bad since his return. Blake Snell, who's obviously been awesome. Tommy Henry, Wade Miley. These are the guys. Christopher Sanchez. These are the guys that are shutting down the Mets who are lefties. So, yeah, don't trust the Mets overall, especially versus a lefty. Scherzer's at home where he's dominated, like Toast was saying. You know, if this Washington offense does get it going, it's going to be death by paper cuts. They're going to have to get stack hits on top of hits, and not really a power team. And I just don't trust them to do that against Scherzer. So I want to get in, get out. Under 4.5, I couldn't believe it was plus money. I would happily take that. You know, we got a 2-1 game last night, and I don't think any runs were scored in the first 5. So,
No, it was 0-0. It was 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0 through 5. So expecting maybe not, you know, that sweat-free, but definitely like a 4.5 number.
Yeah, and I even wrote that in my notes. I said last night's game was 0-0 after 5 innings. I think there's a strong possibility this one is 0-0 again.
Did you know that your boy Jeff McNeil 4 for 4 against Mackenzie?
Oh, cool. Let's just forgive him for 3 months of absolute dog shit. That guy needs to be designated for assignment today. I can't stand McNeil. Oh my god, I can't believe we gave that guy a contract.
The other night, I was in tears. Oh my god.
249. Yeah, 249 with no power. That's sweet. Thanks, McNeil.
I'm sure it hurt,
Thanks for your contribution to the lineup. Let's see what the
like 3 of the last 4 nights or something like that.
No, I know he's starting to play well. And whatever. So actually, our poll is voting for the Nats. 44% on Washington, 38%
that's the only way
on the Mets, 9% under, 6% over. That's crazy that our poll, a heavy underdog, won without any of us picking. Because usually what happens is if the poll, an heavy underdog wins the poll, it's because one of us like talked the crowd into it, and none of us said that. So that's cool. The community really likes Washington here.
Yeah, look at where the public money is, all on the Mets.
Yeah, everyone's on the Mets. I said on YouTube last night, I said if you would put a gun to my head and force me to bet a side, I would take the plus money with Washington. But let's move on to the next one. Next one is Cleveland at White Sox. Let's start a poll. Guardians, White Sox, over, under. And there we go. Poll's running. Cast your votes. I see no reason in hell not to go directly back to Cleveland after they cashed for me last night. I got it at minus 135. I don't know why.
Oh, damn, it jumped way up. I didn't even realize that. Holy cow.
Why? What'd you get it at?
110 last night as soon as I
yeah, no, it jumped. It opened up as a pick'em. So yeah, you must have got it early.
Yeah. But
yeah, as it should jump up. What the hell is this line? All right, so I only have 2 graphics for this one. And the first one is Touki Toussaint, who I like. I've spoken positively about him. Look at his splits versus righty lefties here. You can see 236 WOBA against right-handed bats, jumps all the way up to a 327. Look at the FIP and expected FIP numbers against righties on the right, and on the left side is against left-handed bats. Really struggling to get lefties out this year. The reason that's important, look at the Cleveland expected lineup. Look how many lefties are in this lineup. Lefty, lefty, lefty. Well, switch, but it's lefty. Lefty, 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 lefty. I don't see how you could back Toussaint here, especially the way Cleveland's been hitting all kinds of right-handed pitching, especially right-handed pitchers that can't get lefties out. Cleveland's going to eat on this guy. Do I think the White Sox may score some runs on Curry? Yeah. Yeah, I don't got a ton of faith in Xavier Curry, but Cleveland overall is the better team in a matchup where they should have 5 or 6 runs in the first 5 innings. So at minus 130, whatever I got it at, minus 130, minus 135, got to take Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm on Cleveland as well, but I actually like a hit parlay better. I just keep on playing these same hit parlays with this Cleveland team. Steven Kwan, Jimenez, and Ramirez all day we get a hit at plus 125. All 3 of them we're going to be able to bat like Sauce said. Toussaint struggles with the lefties. All of them are going to be able to bat from the left-hand side. There should be plenty of opportunities here tonight for these guys all to get hit.
FTB?
Pass for me.
Really? surprised about passing on this one. This feels like a juicy
you
one.
guys are talking me into Cleveland, but I mean, both guys aren't going to go long into the game. I know they're trying to stretch Tucson to pitch longer, but yeah, just not a fan of this game.
All right, let's see what the poll thinks. And as expected, everyone's on
with
Cleveland.
is they just traded Graveman to the Astros as well. So now no Lopez, no Graveman. Joe Kelly is gone as well.
Who's left in that White Sox bullpen?
Yeah.
No, Joe Kelly is gone.
It is Joe Kelly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah.
Isn't that their three main arms? Graveman, Kelly, Lopez, right? Isn't that the White Sox three main?
I mean, yeah.
So all the good arms in the White Sox bullpen are now gone. All right, so with our poll, 79% of our viewers are betting Cleveland, 12% White Sox, 3% over, 3% under. That scares me a bit. Seems like everyone's on Cleveland, but that's not what the data on the internet showing us. This data in the bottom left I get from 3 different websites, and I take the average. A lot of people betting the White Sox out there, just maybe not our particular program. Let's move on to Brewers at Braves, and let's run a poll. Curious to see where everyone lands on this one, because we definitely were a Braves program, with the exception of Toast. But lately,
my stance has never changed.
I know it hasn't, Toast. You guaranteed that the Braves would not win the World Series. You guaranteed that. So you're going
to make it to the World Series. Let alone win it.
You said they won't make it? All right, so they won't make it to the World Series. That's your guarantee.
Well, what odds you giving on that?
4-1, 5-1, whatever. I ain't even worried about it, because you know what? I've offered that bet to 5 different people, and none of them have taken it yet. Not one.
Yeah, I'm probably have to be the first then. I might, 4-1, 5-1.
All he has to do is make it. He doesn't have to win the World Series.
Yeah, just make it.
I mean, the Metropolitans might have something to say.
Just gotta make it.
All right. Anyway, poll is running.
Mid-ass bullpen in October.
All right, poll is running, and I'm on the Brew Crew. Plus 150 is what I got it at. Unlike Toast, I'm not salivating to bet this one. This isn't like just if I'm looking at the value, everyone on the Braves at plus 150. I think the value here is on Milwaukee for a half unit. Look at Adrian Hauser's last 4 starts against the Braves. You might see that 0-3. Who cares? He's got a 3.86 ERA, 143 WHIP. Could definitely be better. But the point is, he's not getting shelled by this team. He just pitched against the Braves last week. Last week at Atlanta. But anyway, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, and 10 strikeouts. That's a solid quality start there. Prop Beaver throws a day and night splits in here. He always puts this in. This is bad news for Hauser, as he's better during the day, but who cares? Here's a big graphic right here, because the Braves are still being priced like they're the hottest lineup in baseball, and they're not right now. Not saying the Braves lineup is bad. They're just no longer the hottest lineup in baseball. In the last 14 days, they're 13th in WRC plus, 13th in on-base percentage against right-handed pitching. So I can't. Minus 175, minus 180 against a team that's playing pretty decent baseball. Now, I'm not going to try and sit here and tell you the Brewers lineup is dangerous, because it's not. But do you trust Chirinos? I don't. Making his debut with Atlanta. He's got a 6.40 expected ERA, 5.52 FIP. And if you look at his... So, let's go back to this one. Yeah, he's got a 4.02 ERA on the season, if you're not into expected numbers. Look where most of that production has come from, out of the bullpen. As a starter, he doesn't have that kind of production. He's got a 6.43 ERA as a starter. I expect the Brewers to get this guy. He also has struggled at home, but take it or leave it at that. It's a new home. He was in Tampa. Now he's in Atlanta. I like the Brewers at plus 150. That's where I think the value is.
You can copy and paste that. I really haven't been betting against the Braves as much as we would think. I was huge on Boston on Wednesday. That was nice to get that win with Jay Briggs and stuff. But the fact of the matter is, the Atlanta Braves are 3-7 their last 10 ball games. They're not playing good baseball right now. Sauce said they're middle of the pack hitting right now. I understand they're at home, but at the same time, you got Cheerios coming in, and then behind him. If you're betting Atlanta, which one of these names scare you coming behind him? Ben Heller, Dansville Hernandez, Michael Tonkin, Taylor Hearn, Pierce Johnson, Colin McHugh.
McHugh's all right. McHugh's all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
The other guys I'll give you, but I think McHugh's pretty good.
He's meh, average at best.
He's meh.
So at best. So, but if you compare that to, let's say, the Milwaukee bullpen with all those
best bullpen in baseball.
Exactly. It's not even a close comparison. So at a huge plus money price, there's no way in hell I'm not taking the Brewers here.
I just wanted to bring this up. Proto said, look how good the Brewers bullpen has been here. First in every single category in the last 2 weeks. L2W stands for last 2 weeks, by the way. Poppy for abbreviates. But you can see Brewers first in everything. And the Braves bullpen has been just okay. So in the second half of this game, say what you want about the Brewers. They're going to have the serious pitching hits. That bullpen's red hot and they're rested. FTB?
Yeah, I think you guys are fucking nuts. But that's coming from a guy who's not betting the Braves. So I'm just gonna move on from that. I had a really hard time with this game because I felt like there was so many options, especially from a hitter perspective, especially on the Brave side. Hauser. You guys mentioned that Hauser just saw his team less than a week ago pitch well, right? I want to know when's the last righty to have double-digit Ks against the Braves. Just a question off the top of my head. I didn't look at it, but fairly good outing against his team. I think it's a terrible spot now coming back around less than a week later and facing this Braves team again. So what I settled on is Michael Harris over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's minus 150 on DK. I say it on this program all the time that everybody's going to feel different about juice. So I don't mind drinking the juice when I think the number's just off, like I do, like I think this number is. Throw it in a parlay. Feel free to skip it, however you guys feel about it. Michael Harris is an absolute fucking stud. My stuff is tripping again, so let me know if I cut out.
You're good. You're good.
Michael Harris is an absolute stud. He's batting. What is he batting? I know it's like over 400. It's something ridiculous like that. He's batting 400 since the break. Not really striking out a ton, which has been a crux of his throughout his young career. Over 200 WRC plus in that span. And Hauser versus lefties. So since June 1st versus lefties, where is it? Allowing almost a 500 slugging. His FIP is over 7, a 7.19 FIP to lefties, 2.5 home runs per 9, almost a 60% fly ball rate, and over 40% hard hit rate. So at the bottom of this lineup, there's going to be killers in front of him, killers behind him. Obviously, Acuna at the top of the lineup, Riley, who's red hot at the top of the lineup, lefties all over the place. I just mentioned how Hauser struggles versus lefties. So I think he's going to catch this by himself, maybe hitting a bomb, drive some guys in, but I think he gets on base possibly multiple times. I might sprinkle on the 2+ hits for the big plus money, but I think he gives us at least a chance to catch this multiple times in this game. So I like it. So I drank the juice at minus 150. The usual suspects. I like Matt Olson to hit a home run, even though the odds are terrible. That's why I didn't play it. I also like Riley. He's been absolutely on fire. So, that's the only official for me in this one.
Someone told me to put the pipe down. Braves, you can put your house on it. That's what one of the comments said. Let's see what the poll. Let's see what the poll says. Wow, we got a split poll in this one. 41% Atlanta, 39% Brewers. Maybe we're no longer a Braves program. 15% over, 4% under. Let's cruise on to the next game. Rays at Astros. I really want to see where the community's chilling on this one. I think I know where they're going to be, but I was very surprised to wake up and see a lot of the action coming in on Tampa, the public on Tampa. I was really shocked on that.
I was happy.
Yeah, give me Houston, man.
Yeah.
I on the ticket, I just put Houston's money line, but I like the Astros first 5 money line and full game. Astros all the way here. Let's pull up some graphics, shall we? So, Shane McClanahan, you want to know what the Astros bats lifetime against them? They're hitting 359 with a 1085 OPS. McClanahan's he's made 2 career starts against the Astros. Both were last season. He's got an ERA at 7 in those starts with a 167 whip. Not good. You can see McClanahan clearly hasn't been himself recently. Now, there's an injury involved. If you look at the right side of this chart here, his last 4 games, he has an ERA at 7. 2 of those starts were before the injury, 2 were after, but he got hit up in Baltimore after the injury. So if you want to try to give him an excuse for the first 2 starts, I'll hear you, but the O's smacked him around. I think it's safe to say this dude just hasn't looked like himself in a while. That Tampa Bay Rays training staff, man, I don't know what they do to their pitchers, but jeez. You look at the injured list, it's like an entire starting rotation on the injured list for Tampa. So here are the Astros' recent numbers against left-handed pitching. No problems here. since July 1st, 8th at WRC+, 6th in isolated power, right where you would expect Houston's lineup to be. They've crushed the last 8 starting lefties. And now Christian Javier, almost the exact opposite of McClanahan. He has 3 career starts against Tampa. He's been dominant in all 3. 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA and 0.94 whip. The problem with Christian Javier is just like Shane McClanahan, really hasn't looked like himself. You see his numbers from his last 7 starts over here on the right. 7.52 ERA, 6.80 expected FIP. He hasn't been pitching well, but there's a silver lining here because you can see on the right, that's the number from his last 7 starts. 5 of those 7 starts were on the road. If you isolate it to just his last 4 home starts, he's got a 2.66 ERA, some respectable numbers except that expected FIP. So if you're an expected FIP guy, you shouldn't really believe in Christian Javier. I don't know how much faith I have in Christian Javier, but as far as the bats, I'll take Houston bats at home against a lefty, McClanahan, over Tampa Bay's bats right now on the road against a righty, without a doubt. Bullpen-wise, Tampa's going to have the edge, but overall, I don't think that's going to overcome. Astros should score runs in this game and win.
First and foremost, we're getting Houston, who's 7-3 their last 10, 13-7 their last 20 at home at plus money. After just getting embarrassed by Texas the other night.
Yep. I forgot to say that. Yep.
I understand that Javier hasn't really looked good, but over his last 7 starts, only 2 of them have been at home. The Mets got to him, but he looked really good against the Nationals. The last 3 starts he's had against this Rays team, 2 of them last year, he didn't give up a run in 11 innings. I'm not trying to say that he's going to blank them, but in no way, shape, or form should the Tampa Bay Rays be favored in this game right now. I continue to pound my hand on the table about this. The Rays 2-8 their last 10, 5-15 their last 20, 11-19 their last 30. They're not even playing 500 baseball. This is a ridiculous price. It's all bad guys for me.
Yeah, ultimately this is a pass for me. I definitely lean with you guys. I like the Astros obviously getting the big guys back. Couldn't get all the way there, so just a pass for me.
No worries.
One other prop for me. Jeremy Pena, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's minus 120, but the success rate with me and these hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 120 is insane. He's 3 for 5 off Shane and Mack with a homer, and he's got Tucker and Alvarez and stuff behind him. He's batting up high in the lineup, so I like that.
All right. Why don't we check out how the poll did? And heavy on Houston, 63%. That's what I expected. 63% of our viewers bet in the Astros, 25% bet in the Rays, 5% over, 5% under. So let's cruise on to the next game. Twins at Royals. This is a real short description. I kind of just think everything's going to regress to the mean here. There's some numbers that were pointing towards a possible sharp Royals bet. You can maybe look at the fact. You know what? Actually, I'm sorry. Let's run a poll. Don't want to forget that. Twins, Royals, over, under. So if you look at the price, right, everyone betting the Twins, the line doesn't move. Sonny Gray hasn't been pitching at the same level recently as he was earlier in the year. Brady Singer's been good at home. The Royals bats have been producing better than you would expect. There's a lot of evidence out there that can point you towards a Kansas City plus 140 bet. But personally, I think everything regresses to the mean. The Royals lineup will start looking like the Royals lineup. I think Sonny Gray is going to pitch a great game. And I think I almost overthought myself into a Royals money line last night. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Twins are going to win comfortably. That Twins lineup has been explosive against righties. So I don't care how Brady Singer's been pitching at home because I think they're going to kill him. So Twins minus 1.5. I put 0.75 units on it. So I'm betting a decent chunk on this. I'm going to lay the 1.5 on the road.
I have all the same feelings as you. I just didn't want to get involved in a side, but there are a couple player props that I did. First and foremost, my favorite one, Byron Buxton, over 1.5 total bases at plus 130. In his career, off of Brady Singer, he's 7 for 13 with 2 homers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, not to mention the fact he's just getting back off the paternity list, just had a baby. We saw it with Lindor, Bassett, all these guys with having babies and stuff like that. It's just good vibes. You know what I'm saying? And then my boy Eddie Julian, same thing, over 1.5 total bases as well. You don't have to write that one, though. I'll post that on Twitter. But yeah, I just think that both those guys are Eddie Julian is just one of the hotter hitters in Major League Baseball right now that nobody knows his name. But
he's a lefty. He's a lefty, right?
Yeah,
I know
worry,
he is.
You heard it here first. I've been preaching about him since the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, just those player props for me. I just want to see some baseballs get smashed.
Yeah, I agree with both of you boys. I was hoping Toast didn't say it so I could impress him and say it. But yeah, Julian, I'm looking for a way to play him. I love the total bases right at plus money. I think the safer route, kind of combining what both of you guys just said. I like a Julian hit and a Minnesota money last time I looked at it. So I'm still trying to kind of figure out how I'm gonna attack this game. But yeah, Julian, I mean, just kind of elaborate a little bit on where Toast was going with it. The man is batting .424 since the break. It's fucking incredible. The ISO's there, so he's hitting for average, he's hitting for power, he's getting on base. His WRC plus in that time is 262. So I mean, Singer doesn't discriminate. He gives it up from both sides of the plate. He's a little bit worse versus righties, and Julian's a lefty, but sitting at the top of that lineup on a road, Minnesota team total is 5.5, so I think there's a more than decent chance that Julian gets 5 at bats, crushes the pitch mix he's going to see. 3 out of the 4 pitches, I mean, he absolutely demolishes from Brady Singer. So, yeah, I really, really like Julian. I saw this shit on Buxton too. I was debating whether to sprinkle his home run. He's just too cold for me. I know the Papa strength that Toshi was talking about is undefeated. So I would not be surprised if he hits 500 feet. But yeah, I really love Julian in this spot. I think so much that I should just take his total bases and stop being a pussy. But I might just play the hit and the money line as well for the plus money. I'm not going to regurgitate what these guys said, but I really, really like Minnesota today. I think they win this game. I think they cover the run line, but I'm a puss, so I just want to keep it safe on both ends. So yeah, either way, plus money, pick and choose. But that's what I like.
I like what he said. The Twins money line and Julian.
Point,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, to his point, yeah, Buxton has been very cold, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play it, because it was such a huge plus price. It wasn't like I was getting like 105 or, you know what I'm saying? So just, sorry, Sauce.
I like that the Twins money line and Julian hit parlay. I might end up doing something with that. 73% of our viewers betting the Twins. So everyone's on Minnesota here. Super public play. Don't care. Still doing it. 17% on the Royals. 4% over, 4% under. Let's move on to the next one. Cubs at Cardinals. This is a hard pass for me. I'm still... me and the Cardinals aren't speaking right now after last night. We're not on talking terms yet. Maybe we'll make up. But you know what? Let me run a poll before Toast goes. Even though I have this feeling Toast is going to pass on this one too. I just have this feeling because I know Toast process, and he does a lot of his work in the Alaska night, which is like 4 or 5 a.m., and this line wasn't open then. So I'm thinking he's passing on this.
The line wasn't open, but it's not to the point. My lean was St. Louis in the first 5 trying to attack Monty versus Wisniewski, but it's too much of a price. I just really can't do it. It's cards are pass for me. I think that last night was kind of a little bit of an aberration. I'd like to see the Cubs do that again. I think it was kind of a snowball situation with the pitcher leaving, the catcher leaving, the manager leaving, and then boom, you're down 3-0. It's kind of hard to come back from that. So I just want to see what happens today, and I'll figure out what happens with the rest of this series tomorrow.
Got anything? FTB?
Yeah, is it not Smiley going?
No, it is Smiley. Or last I checked, it was Smiley.
Okay. Toast, did you know that? Because you said Wisniewski.
That's who I have listed. So.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I'm confused as fuck, bro.
I thought it was.
I see Smiley now. I see Smiley on whatchamacallit.
Oh, they took it down. Action Network had Smiley. Now it's down.
And now it's Wisniewski's up on Action, but Smiley's on Roto, so that's why I was kind of.
Yeah, let me just double down on my pass. Now we don't even know who's pitching. Like I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not even. I was looking at Roto. Let me see.
RotoWire's got Smiley still.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna pass either way. I don't know. I don't know how you cannot bet Cody Bellinger at this point. I mean, he absolutely demolishes lefties. If it's going to be, I mean, it's definitely going to be Monty on that side. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've made a lot of money off Cody. We cashed on him the other day again. This guy is just, the resurrection he's made the last couple months is fucking amazing to watch. He's hitting for average now too. He's hitting for power and average. Lining shit up the middle is just beautiful to watch. So whether it's a total basis play, his HRR is probably unplayable, but whether it's a total basis play, just betting his RBI or something like that, I don't know how you don't find a way to bet him, but other than that, it's a pass.
Yeah, and just to hit on his FTV's point, there's a couple hitters. Belly, Contreras has a 1.34 OPS the last 28 days. Or Arenado is another one. So yeah, there's a couple guys that are especially just to look to probably get hits in this game too is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, we'll see what the poll does, but I just want to move off this game as quickly as possible. We got, wow, people riding that Cubs hot streak. 58% of our viewers betting the Cubs, 27% Cards, 10% over, 3% under.
That's just a nice plus price. I mean,
I wanted to bet the Cardinals. I was expecting it to be like minus 130. When I saw minus 165, I was like, hell no.
I was hoping I was hoping to bet the Cardinals at a nice money line and then sprinkle the run line at a nice big plus price. That was my intent going in. So
we got Oakland A's, Rockies, over, under. Let's run the poll. Cast your votes. All right, so I actually didn't put this one on the ticket, but after I posted it, I kind of wish I did. I think I'm gonna, on the side, I think I'm going to bet the Rockies money line at minus 130. And most of it comes from this didn't even make the ticket. So trust me, I'm my Rockies at minus 130. I know that's crazy. And it's not even because I think Freeland has the edge over JP Sears. Lefty matchup. I think it's a kind of a toss-up. But the Rockies have actually been sneakily hitting lefties recently. I actually have it open right here. I can pull it up. Shit, I lied. No, I don't have it open. But I saw the Rockies were like 7th or 8th in WRC plus against lefties over the last 2 weeks or since July 1st, something like that. But really, the main oh, you have it?
They're just in the last 30 days, Rockies versus left-handed pitching, 41.1 hard hit percent. That's number 1 in Major League Baseball.
That's what I'm saying. You were saying that.
Home run, 18% home run to fly ball ratio as well, which is very good.
See, if you remember last year, me and Toast on the show would if there was a lefty coming into Coors Field, Rockies money line blind because they were crushing lefties in Coors Field. That hasn't been the case this year, but we're starting to see them look like that. But really, are we going to talk about how this Rockies bullpen is all of a sudden good? What the hell happened there? I only know one guy in the whole bullpen. I can't even name the names in it. And the Rockies bullpen's like top 6 or 7 in these metrics. So I just think the Rockies are the overall better team right now at home against a lefty. I think they get to JP Sears. So minus 130, I'll take a shot, but it didn't make my final ticket.
Yeah, so it's a pass for me. So I kind of messed up personally. I bet the Rockies last night at plus 100. And then like 30 minutes later, I was like, wait a minute, the A's are favorites. Did I just walk into a trap? And so I cashed out of it like right away. And now seeing it's public and the Rockies at 130, I probably should have kept it.
Yeah, you should have kept that.
But yeah, it's Rockies or pass for me. The fact that Oakland opened up as a favorite just was so weird to me. It was, I was trying to get to a way to get to Oakland. I just couldn't get there. So JP Sears, pretty dang good. Has been able to keep the ball out of the ballpark and stuff like that. But up in Coors, I don't know. This game just is not what I want. I just don't want to get involved, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. FTB, do you want to get involved?
I mean, I don't, but I'm probably going to. You guys are talking me slowly onto Rockies money line. I wanted to go that way, but then the left side of my brain is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" The right side of my brain is like, "No, it's the right side." But I like Ryan McMahon today.
Oh, you sexy bastard! You took that out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, so let me start with JP Sears. Just start with him. So the last 35 lefties that he's seen. All right, the last 35 lefties he's seen. He's allowed 5 home runs. That's a 5.2. I mean, well, it's a different stat, but 5.2 home runs per 9 in that span versus lefties. This guy cannot get lefties out right now. He's not going to face a ton because he's a lefty, but guys are hitting for average as well. Lefties hitting over 300. He has a 10.2 FIP in that span versus lefties. The fly ball rate is through the roof. The hard hit rate is through the roof. And Ryan McMahon is a guy that crushes lefties as well. So he's heating back up, right? He's hitting for average now too. I couldn't believe this home run price when I saw it. It's plus 650 for a Ryan McMahon home run at Caesars. I could not believe that price. Playing at Coors, one of the hottest hitters against lefties in the Rockies lineup at Coors. I could not believe it. So I'm going to play his home run at plus 650. Just going to sprinkle on that. Maybe get to his total bases as well. But yeah, I mean, I think Colorado's a side as well. I don't know if I got the heart to play it, but yeah, I couldn't believe the prices. So I'm going to be roped into this game by playing Ryan McMahon.
All right. I like that home run prop.
Yeah, I had him on my total bases at plus 125. I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah.
Crazy.
And then also, I'm pretty sure this is JP Sears' first trip to Coors as a starter. So you could probably play his K prop under. It's at plus money at 4.5. You can be all right. First time pitchers in Coors, their K percentage is just god awful.
Is McMahon the lefty or is that Nolan Jones I'm thinking of?
No, McMahon's a lefty.
He is. Okay, yeah. McMahon hit a bomb on me the other day. I faded the Rockies. I forget what game it was, but he hit one that seriously hasn't landed yet. He hit the shit out of it.
He's going to be the only lefty in our lineup. So, I mean, JP Sears struggling versus righties too. So, I think they get to him as well.
Our poll's heavy on Colorado. So, our community feeling the same way I do. 58% of our viewers betting the Rockies, 18% betting Oakland, 12% over, 11% under. Let's move on. Seattle at Arizona. Let's run a poll. This is where the win gets taken out of my...
Let me tell you guys something. You know what that means. He has no other choice to bet this side, and he did it. And I guarantee you he likes it too. Because there's no other way to explain it. Go ahead and type it. Yeah,
I have a full unit on it.
Yep, I knew it.
Toast just called that perfectly. I don't want to be here, but I have to be here. That was impressive. You just called exactly. So I'm on Seattle. So let's start off with. I didn't have time to make a graphic for this, so I just screenshotted StatMuse. These are the righty starters that the D-backs have seen since June 20th. And you could see right on top, back on July 20th, I'm sorry, right on July 20th, they got to Spencer Strider for 4 runs in 6 innings. And since then, we're seeing some production, but it's heading the wrong way. And then if you look at the last two, the only 2 games on this list at home, Adam Wainwright, 5 innings. Adam Wainwright comes into your home ballpark. AAA teams are putting up 7-8 runs on Wainwright. Comes into your home ballpark. Goes 5 innings, just 4 hits and 2 runs. Jack Flaherty, 5 innings, 3 runs. I mean, basically what I'm saying, they're not exactly killing. Oh, why did I get rid of that? They're not exactly killing righties. So they're back a little bit. They're not ice cold, but I wouldn't call them all the way back. Did you guys see what Logan Gilbert did in his last 2 road starts? He went into Houston, threw 7 innings in Houston of 1-run baseball. The game before that, he went into San Francisco and threw a complete game shutout. Those are Logan Gilbert's numbers from his last 2 road starts, both dominant. You can go into Houston and shut that lineup down. You certainly can shut the Snakes down. Now you can see your D-backs numbers are righties. I was just talking about this. Tommy Henry, yes, the ERA looks good in the last 6 starts, but look at the FIP numbers. Look at the expected FIP, 553, indicating there's definitely negative regression coming for him. But here is the only part of this bet. This is the only reason this isn't like a 1.5 unit play. Mariners haven't been hitting lefties. Kikuchi just shut him down. Erod pitched a good game against him. Framber Valdez back on July 8th pitched a good game against him. Here are the Mariners numbers against lefties since July 1st. 30th in isolated power, 23rd in WRC+. So that's a concern. Will the Mariners be able to get to Tommy Henry? I'm not sure. But I think Logan Gilbert's going to pitch well. That puts us about even. So why am I betting Seattle? Well, let's cruise on to the last part. Oh, first of all, let's mention this. Mariners on the road. Been dominating the last 14 days. But here is the money shot right here. Look at the Arizona Diamondbacks bull. I'm making this the whole goddamn screen. Look at the left side of this. Look at the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen. It is dreadful. It is disgusting. And Second half of this game, no question, Mariners have the huge edge. So at a short price of minus 120, I think I got it at. I'm on Seattle.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Huge bet on, or not a huge bet, sorry, 1.35 units on Seattle at minus 135. We've seen Logan Gilbert's one of my guys. I really like him, especially in certain spots. On the road is definitely one of them. You can even keep on going back in his road starts. Like Sauce said, Houston and San Francisco, chef's kiss. Oh, he did it against Baltimore as well, on the road in Baltimore. That's not easy. 7 innings, 2 hits, run. He went on the road to the Padres, Atlanta, the Cubs. He's looked good in everywhere in this country. He should be able to pitch well in Arizona. On top of that, he got lit up his last time out at home against Toronto. The last time that happened this year, he got lit up against Washington. He went on the road to the Giants and went 9 innings, didn't give up a run on 5 hits. So I fully expect Logan Gilbert to be locked, loaded, and ready to go. The Mariners bullpen is still very, very good. Yes, they have not been hitting lefties. They haven't seen a whole bunch of them, but look at, like Sauce said, look at the guys that they're seeing. Patrick Corbin, I understand that you can make jokes about him, but he was pitching good and has pitched good at times. Shane McClanahan, Framber Valdez, Yusei Kikuchi. I'm sorry, but Mr. Tommy Henry does not fit that same bill. I'm not trying to say that the Mariners bats are going to go off, but I am trying to say that the Mariners bats are kind of hot, scoring 9 runs 3 times in the last 5 games. It's definitely there for these guys. It's now or never. So I'll take my chances. I think they might be on a little bit of a run right now.
This guy said, Sauce, you're a great salesman. I'm putting my fucking house on Seattle tonight. Even though that wasn't the message, bro. I was just explaining why I'm betting him. Please bet responsibly. FTP, you bet this one?
Maybe he's got multiple houses, dog. Maybe he's just balling like that.
This is ultimately a pass for me. I'm not as bullish on Gilbert and the Mariners as you guys are. Yeah, simple as that. Pass for me.
Oh, Sauce hates the Mariners.
I hate them.
It's killing him to make this bet.
This is a disgusting franchise.
I kind of like,
and I could already envision Logan Gilbert. I can envision it. Logan Gilbert pitching a gem and Seattle finding some way to lose and me breaking my television. That's what I could see happening. Let's see what the poll thinks. Looks like our viewers are betting Seattle here. 59% of our community on the Mariners, 33% betting Arizona, 4% over, 2% under. Not a lot of people betting totals today. Have you noticed that? There's like no polls. Sometimes, usually in a couple of games, we have where people are betting overs and unders. Not really today. Everyone's on sides. Let's move on to the next game. Texas at San Diego. Very curious to see how this poll, because the public is heavy on the Rangers here. At least it was a couple hours ago. Which Padres at home with Joe Musgrove. I mean, I'm betting the Rangers. Very small bet. Texas money line, half unit.
That made me laugh. You're like, oh, Texas, and then
I'm just surprised that everyone else is. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
How can you be surprised? The Padres just lost 2 or 3 to Pittsburgh.
It's Joe Musgrove at home, bro. Like,
selling the farm. It's free. Texas is free.
If this game was close to like if it was like Padres minus 130 plus 110, that kind of split, I'd probably be taking the Padres here. But plus 140 with the Rangers, are you crazy? So let's pull up some graphics. First of all, Dave Dunning's been good on the road. Solid. Hasn't been good in his last 2 starts, though. You can see his ERA jumps up to a 6.30, but 2 starts, that's not enough of a sample size. Padres bats at home have been pretty solid.
Starts, it was really good.
These graphics are pointing to the matchup between Dane Dunning and the Padres bats. That's not really what I'm going for. That's just where the graphics start. Joe Musgrove been good. This is where I'm going. The Rangers lineup is back. Since July 1st, this is the best lineup in baseball on the road. A complete 180 from what we were seeing from the Rangers for the first half of the season. First in average, first in OPS, first in WRC+. The Rangers are back. Here are their numbers against right-handed pitching in the last 14 days. 5th in OPS, 4th in WRC+. Bullpen, actually, Padres have outproduced the Rangers, but I would never give the Padres bullpen an edge anywhere. So overall, that explosive-ass Texas lineup, if you're going to give me them at plus 140, I'm going to take it probably every single time. And especially, I don't even hate Dane Dunning either. Like, I'm not big Dane Dunning fan, but I don't dislike him. I'm down to bet Dane Dunning here. So I'll take it. I'll take a half unit shot on Texas.
It's Padres -1.5 for me at +115. This is honestly like I wasn't trying to bet the Padres in this game. It was going to be, as soon as I saw the price, it was an ultimate pass. But I saw public heavy on Texas. I still think the Texas bullpen is god awful. That's why I keep on saying you can bet the farm that Texas and Atlanta aren't playing in the World Series because they're exact same. They rely on the home run ball and their pitching staff is average at best. That does not work in October. But the good news is for the Padres bettors is that Joe Musgrove has been extremely well. The Padres bats have been serviceable as well. It's kind of like I just feel like I don't want to play the Padres money line because of the price. Padres usually win by 2 when they win more times than not at plus money, fading the public. It's just a small half unit play. I'm not like trying to say anything like that, but I just couldn't bet Texas at that price with everybody on them. It just feels like a trap to me.
FDB?
Yeah, so I gotta dig into this game a little bit more, but I'm liking Juan Soto. Dane Dunning is much more susceptible to left-handed batters. He's pretty much shutting down righties since June 1st, but in that same span since June 1st, where'd I put it? So since June 1st versus lefties, 2.3 home runs per 9 versus righties is less than 0.5. Lefties are batting .337 against him, almost a 7-FIP. Slugging is through the roof. And then you look at what Juan Soto's doing, almost a 500 ISO since the break. Not striking out a ton. Obviously, he's walking a ton as he has his whole career, but batting .290, so he's hitting for average, 1,200 OPS, 220 WRC plus. And when I say he destroys the pitch mix of Dunning, I mean he fucking destroys the pitch mix. So a 333 ISO versus sinker, which is his number one pitch he's going to see. A 360 ISO versus the changeup, second most. Versus the cutter is the third most. A 458 ISO versus the cutter. So, I think he's one of the only guys in this line. Like, I originally was looking at Tatis. I think Tatis could have a good game as well, but Juan Soto is definitely the move here. So he's going to face a bunch of lefties, Cronenworth, Grisham at the bottom of the lineup. But Juan Soto at home versus this pitch mix that he's going to see. I got to decide how I'm going to play him, whether that's home run or total bases or something like that. But I'm really liking Juan Soto tonight.
All right, so check out his Twitter to see he'll tweet out what he's going to do on that.
And then just to everybody, because I got a couple of DMs. Of course, Hassan Kim over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120. And then I also did Kim and Xander hit parlay at +105 because Xander Bogaerts is 5 for 9 off of Dunning in his career and hitting the ball well right now.
All right, according to the poll, our community, 65% betting the Rangers, 24% betting the Padres, 8% over, 2% under. Let's move on to the next game. Reds at Dodgers. I'll run the poll. We used to be a Reds program. I think we've passed that phase of our show. I don't think we're a Reds program anymore. Let's see what the poll thinks. Poll is running. Cast your votes. This is a hard pass for me. No chance. I don't even want to talk about it. I have no idea what to do here.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I would really love to be able to stand up here and pump my chest and say we're going to take the Reds or the Dodgers 1.5. Because if you guys know me, like I love playing both of these teams. So I would love to. But I do have a hitter prop for you guys. Mookie Betts over 3+ total bases at +160. This dude is absolutely on fire right now. And I'll take my chances with him against Williamson. And he's had success against this Reds.
You said Mookie Betts what?
3+ total bases at +160.
Mookie Betts 3+ total bases. Got it.
Yeah, Toast is spitting hot fucking flames right now. Mookie Betts 2+ total bases. I'm probably gonna play the 3+ now just because Toast played the 3+ at the big plus money. So if I gotta explain to you why Mookie Betts, why we're playing Mookie Betts total bases, then click off the fucking video. Mookie Betts might hit 700 feet tonight, but he might get on base 3-4 separate times too. So I think there's so many paths to victory on this bet. Mookie all day.
All right, so he said Mookie 2+. I typed 3+, but he actually said 2+. But they're both on Mookie Betts. That's what's important.
Yep, there you go.
We are no longer a Reds program at all. 68% of our viewers voted the Dodgers, 21% Reds, 9% over. Last game, and then we'll get to some community parlay action. Boston at San Francisco. You know what? Let's run a poll before I say a word. Red Sox, Giants, over, under. There we go. Poll is running. Cast your votes. All right. So, I mean, I feel like the decision's made for me. I mean, how do you not bet Boston? I'm on the Red Sox money line. I got it at plus 122, I think. I'll just put Red Sox money line. I know that Giants at home with Logan Webb, I get all that. It's just, let me walk you through some of these graphics, because the graphics just tell the whole story here. So first off, wow, there's supposed to be a picture of Cutter Crawford there. Someone's getting fired. No, I'm joking. It's the new guy. Anyway, so Cutter Crawford, his last 7 starts, numbers aren't as bad as you would think. 4.41 ERA, FIP and expected FIP in the mid 4s. He's got good split. Look at Cutter Crawford's numbers on the road here, away from Fenway Park. Take this man out of the dirty water, and he actually can pitch pretty well. 2.48 ERA, FIP and expected FIP in the high 3s. That's solid. Now we get to the real reason for the bet. Do you trust the Giants bats? Because you shouldn't if you do. Giants at bats at home since July 1st. 26th in OPS, 25th in WRC+. plus. Giants bats versus right-handed pitching. 19th in OPS, 20th in WRC+. plus. Logan Webb's last start. That was a sharp one, huh? 5 hits, 6 earned runs in just an inning and a third against the Nats. Logan Webb does have good splits at home, though. I'll give him that. How we talk Boston offense for a second. Boston Red Sox lineup on the road since July 1st. Second in everything, first in isolated power. I mean, we're getting the plus money here. Boston versus right-handed pitching in the last 7 days. Second in WRC+, plus, third in OPS. And then you're like, okay, Giants have the better bullpen. They do, but the Boston bullpen's been good, man. Look at the last 14 days. ERA, third for Boston. San Francisco, fifth. FIP is second. Boston, Giants, third. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Red Sox have a better bullpen than the Giants. No way. But in the last 14 days, they're producing at the same level. Definitely on Boston at plus money here.
Yeah, I bet this line as soon as it came out last night. I know it's kind of public. I got him at 135. I bet him first 5 and full game. I've said this a few times on this show. I'm a lot higher on Cutter Crawford than most of the other people in this business is. And he's starting to pitch well. He's not completely there yet, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And then Logan Webb at home. Yeah, really good. But let's just name off some of these teams. The last couple going back. Colorado, Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore. Okay. Miami, Nationals, St. Louis, Mets, and those teams, that was back in the beginning of the year when those teams were playing like dog shit. So yeah, Logan would like to pitch well at home versus like questionable lineups, if that. So yeah, I'll take my chances with them dirty water boys with plus money.
This guy thinks you're doing time right now. You're locked up.
Yeah, you gotta show you gotta show his face, son. We need proof of life. You know what I'm saying?
He's sitting right there. I don't know why he's.
Proof of life someday.
That's what he says. That's what he said.
You're definitely doing time. That was funny. FTB, you betting this one?
No, I am not. Pass from me.
Pass. All right. So why don't we talk? Let's do the underdog pick'em for a second. Let's run that. So Toast actually sent in an underdog pick'em today. So let's start with this isn't Toast here. I'm gonna grab Toast now, which should be which one is? Sorry about that. 1 second. Oh, here we go. So this is Toast underdog that he sent in. I haven't even looked at it yet. He sent it to me in an email. Pulling it up now. So, Toast, you want to explain why you took these legs?
Yeah.
Real quick?
So, couple things. So, the first one, Julian FTB talked about it and whatnot. The singles is kind of what threw me off a little bit, but he doesn't have a single in his last 4, but he did have one in the last 9 prior 9 that he had. So, I'll take my chances there. JP Crawford, 11 of 19 games with a single. Real Muto, 5 for 9 off of Mitch Keller, and then Xander's also 5 for 9. So all those guys, and none of them are extra base hits. So I'll take my chances there. And then Grayson Rodriguez, like I said, I'm just really high on this kid. I think he shoves. I bet this same prop on the books over 5.5 strikeouts at plus 110 earlier this morning. I just think this kid deals, and I think that Yankees lineup, I don't care that Aaron Judge is back. I think they're rushing him back, and it's his first game back off of a toe injury. Not to mention he bats.
He didn't have any rehab starts or anything either.
Yeah, and then he's one of the best players in baseball. It is what it is. But for him to pull a ball, he's going to have to hit one to opposite way in Camden Yards. It is what it is. But I don't think that the Aaron Judge effect has that much on that Yankees offense. So I'll take my chances with Grayson 7 today.
All right, now let's get to mine. Well, actually, this is Prop Beavers. Prop Beavers sent in this one. Braxton Garrett, lower than 31.5 fantasy points. You went with a fantasy point one for Garrett. Mackenzie Gore, higher than 15.5 outs. Shane Mack, lower than 30.5 fantasy points. Cutter Crawford, lower than 2.5 runs. So Prop Beaver, send in a 4 pick. That pays out 10 times if it hits.
Ooh, I like that Crawford one.
If you don't have Underdog, it's right here, available in any state highlighted in orange. Just download, go to the website, use the promo code BET, B-E-T. You'll get $100 of your deposit matched. If you deposit $100, they give you a free $100 to play with. So, let's do it.
Hey, come on, it's the community parlay. What's the matter for you?
Welcome to the coldest community parlay ever. We have been ice cold. We need a hit bad. All right, let's bring it up top. And let's get to voting. 1 second, I'm sorry. All right, so Tigers at Marlins. Oh, by the way, our poll was all over the Red Sox in that one. So Tigers at Marlins. So that's going to be Marlins. Yankees at Orioles. That was Orioles we voted for. Phillies at Pirates. Phillies, definitely. And Angels, Blue Jays was Blue. No, it wasn't an Angels? No, I can't remember. I think it was Blue Jays.
I can't remember either.
I don't think it's going to win either way. But all right, first leg of the parlay. Cast them.
Somebody in the chat said people who don't gamble are weird. And I endorse that statement.
I second that.
Right there.
Looks like Marlins are going to take this first one.
Are the Browns good at football? Should we be taking the Browns at +2 now that Joe Burrow's out?
Is he definitely out?
I don't think it's that serious of a thing. I think
He just said he's going to be out multiple weeks.
Well, I think he means multiple weeks from now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
Yeah, I think he's expected to play week 1. But hold on, we'll get to the NFL. And we're talking
Sorry,
baseball.
that was my bad. I shouldn't have said that.
Marlins money line is the first. Let's move on to the second. So Mets was definitely one of them. So we'll go Mets. Guardians was definitely. Brewers, Braves. That one was close. I'll put the Braves because I think they slightly won, but it was close. Rays, Astros was Astros. All right, second leg. Get your votes in. Yeah, they're correcting you in the comments. He's missing multiple weeks from now. Season doesn't start for another 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, but if he does not play, that line's going to be like what? Browns -3.5? I'm just saying. Just saying.
Oh, wow, I'm so out of football mode.
I know, that's why it's like I shouldn't even have brought it up. I apologize. It was random. I just saw it popped across my phone.
This one's going to be Cleveland. Cleveland gets Guardians money line is the second leg.
And it's several weeks, by the way, not a couple. But anyway.
So next up, we got Twins, Cubs, Cardinals. They voted Cubs, definitely. Rockies, Mariners. I don't think I've ever seen the Rockies even in a community parlay vote before.
Crazy.
This one spread out. Twins take a lead here.
Beaver in Miami with Jeff Bezos, just saying.
The last time community parlay won, Kennedy was president. All right. Twins.
I almost made a scoop-like joke, but I let myself stop.
No, don't do that. All right, Twins money line. Next, we're right here. So the last few games are Rangers, Padres. Everyone voted Rangers in that one. Reds, Dodgers. People voted Dodgers. Everyone voted Red Sox.
Put that Rangers in the parlay. It's going to be a big plus price.
Astros. And our biggest second place was Houston. So we'll put the Astros in there in case people wanted to sneak Houston in. Last leg of the community parlay. Let's do it. Is it going to be Dodgers? Take the early lead.
Gotta be Dodgers.
Yo, since when does Prop Beaver have a huge following? I don't get how he's become this celebrity in the comment.
Maybe it's just genius marketing on his point to take himself away. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if
Maybe
he
he's
did
just
it
playing
intentionally.
chess and we're all playing checkers.
He's created this huge demand for his return. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dodgers win. Toast, you got the book out?
Plus 547.
It's 547. Come on, we can win this one, community.
If we hit this, Beaver got to do a face reveal live on.
If we hit this, Prop Beaver has to do a face reveal live.
Yep.
Cool.
Do you agree to that? He says no. All right, community parlay today. Marlins money line, Cleveland money line, Twins money line, Dodgers money line plus 547. Thanks as always for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. I don't even remember who's supposed to come on. I'm sorry. I'll check my DMs and figure it out. So 11 a.m. Hope to see you there. Remember to bet responsibly tonight. Hit any of us up on Twitter if you need anything. Have yourselves a great Friday night. Enjoy your weekend.